Welcome back to Ed Think Cutie. It is August, and on August 2nd and 3rd, we went to Big Minneapolis Anime at the Minneapolis Convention Center, and it was the first time that this group had come up to the Twin Cities. So here we go. We don't know what to expect for turnout for day 0 setup day. All right, everybody, you have seen us in here before. We are all packed and ready to go, but the nice thing is, after going through 2 events in the extreme heat, we are now indoors at the Minneapolis Convention Center, and this is for Big Minneapolis Anime. This is the first year they're here. They've had really big shows, I believe, in different states, and I think they might be based out of Texas, but this is a first year, so a lot of creators that we know participated, and that's how we kind of found out about this. So we're ready. We're gonna try it, and yeah, we're trying a couple new ones this year to see how it goes. There's gonna be a lot of voice actors there, so I'm trying to make specific things for certain shows that I have finished and actually finished rewatching. So some of those include like the Apothecary Diaries. I did watch some of the Sailor Moon series because Megan Shipman's gonna be there, and also like Spy Family too. So there's other actors. This is kind of obviously with the name a little bit more anime based. We are trying to see if we're gonna get into FallCon. We did do it like maybe several years ago when I first started doing illustrated work. And it was just the beginning of when I was doing the little miniature handmade polymer clay sculptures. So I kind of learned through experimenting and things that I actually wanted to do and like doing. My sculptures I always sold out of them, and I always come either close to selling out of some of my pieces at shows. So that kind of hinted to me, you know, my talent is really in the miniature sculptures, and now that I have somebody who can help create a combination of those pieces, so we're kind of really mixed media, you know, that's just, you know, even better. So here we go.
Choices now.
All right, somebody is having trouble trying to figure out what he's going to get, or he's looking at different options because we got to get our Starbucks even though it's later. So load-in time is between 12
10 p.m.
to 10 p.m. and it's the day before. So this is day 0. It is Friday, and the event is Saturday, Sunday. So order is placed for our Starbucks, so we have some more energy to finish our loading, and hopefully we can figure out the load-in, load-out part because it's always in a different hall down there. We are heading in right here to downtown Minneapolis. It can't really tell that much, but it is smoggy today in Minnesota, at least in the Twin Cities, from the fire. So we could barely see downtown Minneapolis when we were on the highway, which comes straight into downtown. So it looks like it's foggy, but it's smoggy. All right, we got our little ticket. We have about 30 minutes to unload everything, and there is a lot of traffic. Not to mention that we're by the fire station, so we gotta try to like not park in front of anybody else. And hopefully, oh boy, we can't park in front of or behind anybody else. Maybe right here?
Sure.
Nope, somebody's there. I mean, nope, somebody's there. All right, so the husband is actually inside of Hall E, and I had to go repark because they only allowed us 30 minutes to like unload everything and then go repark our vehicle. So I went to the ramp again, and I'm back in, making my way back into the convention hall. Here he is, trying to figure out the setup. Panera break. Doesn't look so pretty, but it's filling us up
And look at, somebody's already done. We still have our Starbucks. We should have brought more drinks, but there is our pile right now. And we have yet to set up everything. Our wall is up slowly, but we still have a ways to go. We still have a mess back here. And we're getting the shelving up that goes inside of our shelves that sit on the table, but we're not quite done yet. All right, here is what it's looking like in the front. I think I have all my shelves filled out as much as I can. Now, because we had a big event a couple of weeks ago, I don't have anything really, I tried to make as much as I could. But again, I feel like my stock is kind of depleted. But here are the new shelves. There are the new Sailor Moon moon shelves. And the new forest one that I just did with the glow-in-the-dark cosplay. And there's our mushrooms. So here's all those. And I still have to find, I made a bunch of little gems to put into the little cauldrons that we make. But again, mine is a mix of, these are little glow-in-the-darks and 3D. So we do a lot of mixed media. Then we have our clickers. Guess what? We are watching Star Trek Discovery and we have a new Commander clicker. And we've also played around with the glow-in-the-darks too for a lot of our items. Like this is glow-in-the-dark. And it's our T-Rex one that's really popular, along with the bones, which should be pretty popular too. And we've done some glow-in-the-dark bone hands, which we usually sell out of. So yeah, we're just waiting. We still have another shelf to put up tomorrow, but here's what it's looking like. All right, final touches are going up, but I think we're just about done. They will be taking away our extra chairs and tables that we didn't need because we have our own. And here's what it's looking like before we close it up for the evening. We just have to bring batteries. I do have a couple empty places that I will need to fill for my earrings. And then we don't have all the 3D stuff out, but we'll put it all out tomorrow. But that's what it's looking like there. Here is the still messy view behind, but we'll be covering this up soon too. Everything's closed up, we're ready to roll. We go out the front, and we are ready for tomorrow. All right, everybody, let me just adjust this a little bit. We're back in the car. It is now close to 6:30, so we definitely took our time because we bought everything in, but we really didn't get started setting up until maybe closer to 2. Here are the badges. They're really nice. So they have like the hours and information on the back. And then there's a front Sailor Moon style because one of the voice actors from Sailor Moon is going to be there. So, yeah, I do have my book with, just in case I have time to go get a voice actor's signature for Spy Family. So we'll see how it goes. This is the first time that they've been up here, so we have no idea. It could be good, bad, I don't know. First years are kind of hit or miss. So
Take it the risk.
let's just hope we make our space back. So in our space, I don't know if you remember the cost.
Nope.
Okay, so we'll have to figure that out, but here we go. So setup day is done, and we'll see you tomorrow. All right, good morning. What is possibly a good morning is no sleep. So I tried, but I had the hardest time getting to sleep. I maybe had a couple hours. I just could not get to bed after I stayed up late to make things. So we'll see how today goes, and if I'm still functioning by the end of the day. I might be sleeping at the table. I don't know. Hopefully I can stay awake for everything. But it is day 1 of Big Minneapolis Anime, and everybody that I talk to that's participating, we have no idea how it's going to go because this is the first year that they've done this. So it could be a flop. We don't know. Just got to try it and maybe try it again if they come back. So here we go. Just parked and we're getting ready to go into the convention center on the far end, the opposite end of where the event is taking place. Gotta get the butt shot, and there's a noise. We're laughing. I don't know if you can hear it, but there's static charge as my husband's pulling the wagon. And it's shocking. That little clicking sound is a static electric charge. Adult beverage area. Here we are. Everybody's houses are closed up. There's Turtle Creations. Kyle's right there. Other people have, looks like it's set up, but there are empty spaces, so I'm a little concerned about that. We're gonna see how much room our neighbors took up, because we did try to help out some other neighbors to let them know there's gonna be a walkway so that they have space in between. But it looks like they don't have a full setup, so we'll say hello to our neighbors to make sure there's enough room. But it looks like they have a typical artist alley space instead of a 10 by 10. But here we are. Gotta fill a few empty earring holes, but everything is there. We are, it seems like, under some kind of big vent. There's our neighbors, and here we are, just trying to get everything all set up. Okay, here they are. I'm on the hunt for coffee this morning before the line gets long, and they have Dunn Brothers inside the convention center, so that's what we're getting. Alright, I think VIP may have opened, but you can see some of us are still scrambling to rearrange and just fix a couple things. Our lights are on with our sign, which I think is going to help for visibility. But yeah, we're all ready to go. We have everything up and the tables arranged. Here's the 3D side, and the newest thing that we have that seems to be pretty popular, we keep selling out of them, are the new chess sets. So the mushroom one doubles as a chess and checkers, and then we have a brand new sushi one, which is very challenging to actually print out. So lots of trial and error with that one, but that one is complete, and we have a set, and it comes in its own little bento box. And yeah, here are some of the newer things. I requested this and then this one right here, and it's hard to pick up, but it's under this light, but it is a little bit holographic. And these are ones that the Poke one and the other one are ones that my husband designed himself. Along with our bow one, he's designed a lot of these in my pieces as well. So lots of new things that are custom, and we stand out a little bit because, again, my husband can do the 3D designing himself. All right, so we met some other artists. This is from Geekcraft. We actually met them at Noodle and Bee. And look at this, they came by and they gave us little treats, a little treat bag. So there's some snacks in here for later, Cheez-Its, Oreos, and yeah, they just ran through and gave us this. So that was pretty nice. We have about 8 minutes, and as you can see, there were a few people waiting in line out there. Some things are opening. The food looks like maybe now it's opening. We're just waiting for the general admission to be able to come through. Hopefully there's a crowd that's gathered out there, and VIP hour so far is really quiet. So we did get to see some other artists that we know. So we're just waiting, and we are ready for everything to begin. The signs are up for the voice actors and celebrities in the back there, and saw the front, but here's from the back. I think we saw a lot of the voice actors at Des Moines Con. There we go. Looks like, ooh, maybe there's some other people that we know. There are different experiences, and it looks like maybe some gaming over here, including a Pokemon car. And then they have a seating area. Trying to be far away. Oh, I thought that might have been Cookie there, but Cookie's not there. Just kind of going through, just so you can kind of see distance what Artist Alley is like, but I'm not gonna get close up because it's people's artwork. Alright, going back past our spot. Trying to see if I can find where another 3D fellow 3D printer is over here. Here we are. Oh, they're away from their booth. There's a full setup for Noodle and Bean. So they're the ones that brought us the snacks earlier and that we got to know. There she is actually there. She's talking to some other artists, but there we are. It looks like there's a few dealers or vendors in here. And I'm trying to find Jeff's booth. So hopefully we can find it, but there's pretty good size. This is a smaller hall than we're used to. There he is.
For like hours.
Mirage makes, there's Jeff. Alright, there wasn't an announcement, but general admission is in, and as you can see, a lot of people are making their way right away to celebrity signups. And there's more people walking around on the floor. Wow, that's a big Pikachu. And so there's more, but it looks like the majority of them that are coming through are going straight back to the signings. So hopefully we get some people stopping. Looks like we have cosplayers. There's the weapons group, different artists over here. Again, the layout is a little bit different, and there's still people coming through the door, but the first wave is has already gone through. It looks like there's a boba group here. Tables are that way to sit, and there's a station for food. The exit's over that way. And there are separate little seating VIP areas. There's the merch table. Alright, as you can see, it is definitely filled up. There are lots of signatures and signings going on. I'm headed for a quick little break here, but it's filling up. Lots of browsing. I think other people are probably doing okay. We're still kind of waiting, lots of looking. Here's some weapons. An Artist Alley. The aisles are kind of wide, so I don't know if that's been helping or hurting, but yeah, first hour in, so we'll see how the rest of the day goes. Alright, POV. There's still a good group in here, and we're coming up on 12 o'clock, so it's been a couple of hours. We have had some sales, so that is a good thing. And yeah, hopefully we make our space back. Here we are. It is now 1 o'clock, so doing a little check-in and just going hi. Right here, and we've had some sales last hour, so again, that's and there's still a pretty good sized crowd. I think some have sat down for lunch, but as you can see walking through the aisles, not as many as like before 12, but again, it's busy. Lots of cosplayers walking around. Alright, POV. There's still some crowds looking through everything, and the largest rush seemed to be early this morning around 12 o'clock, and as you can see, there's still people waiting for signatures. Here we are, spread out into different rows, and yeah, we're getting some sales like every hour, so I haven't looked, I don't want to spoil it, so but yeah. So it seems to have picked up. It was a quiet first couple of hours for us before everybody started coming around. But yeah, we'll see how the rest of the day goes. It is now 3 o'clock, and as you can see, it's a little bit less crowded in here. Still groups of people walking around. We kind of slowed down, so I'm taking a little bit of a break and just coming to talk to a few people to see how things are going. I know that they were pretty busy earlier, so hopefully things will be okay
or something like that.
for everybody this weekend, and it looks like he is busy as usual. Alright, 4 o'clock check-in. We've been restocking as we've been going, and then that's what it's looking like. But you can tell it's a little bit emptier, it's a little bit quieter, so it has slowed down here, but we haven't checked the numbers because we don't want to look until the end. But I think earlier this afternoon it seemed pretty busy per hour. And here we are. There's still a few people down there getting autographs and signatures, but I'll probably wait and see tomorrow. All right, it is 3:52. How do you think it's going?
Going pretty good. About average. First year for a comic convention here. They're from Texas, so we'll see how the rest of the event goes.
Forgot to show, we had the chicken tenders earlier, there's fries, we had the cheeseburger, but we're just sticking with the con food today. Alright, you can see there's not very many people, not as many as before. We're on our last hour, just checking in and close to the 6 p.m. mark, so this goes until 7. We have about 1 hour, and I think it's been alright for us. We had no idea how this was going to go. This is their first year, so we definitely made back table and then some, but I don't know if we're going to make our little minimum goal that we usually set for events per day, so we'll see. We still have a little bit of time left to go. Alright, as you can see, it's much emptier out here within the last hour of the convention. So before I take my little break here, and we'll see, we'll have to go back in, but again, it's very, very quiet now, so lots of other creators are walking around checking out each other's
Got a
booths.
little cold here at the event.
Alright, that is it. It is 7 o'clock. It is time to go home. The lights have been dimmed so that everybody kind of clears out, but we gotta just like tarp and pack up and get ready. We are all packed up again, and there's a little wagon. We try to carry out some things so that so we can bring some more tomorrow to restock, but here we go. Alright, you can see the husband is loading everything into the back of the car. It is about 7:22. It is the end of day number 1 at Big Minneapolis Anime, and here he's going to close the trunk. Alright, and so we're just getting ready to head out. We're in the parking ramp. And as far as our day goes, we had no idea what to expect because this is their first year con up here. So sometimes that means that they're just beginning and it's a little bit slower. So I would say this is definitely right now just a small local con. I don't know if I would travel for it. But you know, we try to keep our minimum number we want to make is like $1,000 a day, so we are under that right now, but we at least made back our space, which I was worried about because you never know with brand new cons how things are going to go. So hopefully tomorrow you know, we do a little bit. It's Sunday, so we have no idea how it's going to go, but yeah, hopefully we do as well or better. or we can somehow make it up. But this one will probably go under our small numbers
It probably
as far
will.
as cons.
We'll
so.
have other good events.
Yeah, we have another event next weekend, and we have to make things in a very short amount of time for that event as well, which is also a Saturday and Sunday. So hopefully the two events together will help make up our August number. All right, everybody, that's it for day one. I feel like a zombie. And it's still smoggy up here from the Canadian wildfires and probably some of the other fires going on. But now we're going on to 35W to head back home towards the Mall of America. All right, good morning, everybody. Had to go back and get the phone. Almost forgot it. So we're off for the last day. It's only a 2-day convention. So this is day number 2, Sunday. Sunday's numbers usually are lower than Saturday, but we'll see since this is a new event. I think there's some VIPs that paid for both days. So hopefully we'll see some more sales today, but you know, it's just a first year show. So yeah, it's usually a little bit lower like the first year. We went through this with Twin Cities Con when it was growing, and then, you know, became even bigger the next year. So
it'll take time for it to grow.
Hopefully they come back. All right, that's it. All right, some of us are here to open up our booths. Might be getting that boba today. There's the attendee sitting area. They do have VIP areas and other things going on. But good morning.
Good morning. I followed you guys on Instagram.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. Sunday, here we are before we open. We just got to get batteries and everything set up. But we're back. Got to get the butt shut as we unload the cart, and here's behind. So we'll see how today goes. All right, day number 2. It is like a few minutes away from VIP hour, but as you can see, there are several artists that are just either getting in or they're straightening up before they officially open. So the general admission hours don't start until 10 o'clock. So I think there might be a few people waiting, but I think mainly it's just vendors that are coming in. So there's some other groups and people that we know, and hopefully it'll be a good, there's somebody we know again, a good day too. All right, we're standing here just looking at the door. It is officially VIP hour, which is half hour before, but I'm not seeing anybody really come in, and there's still people that have not set up yet. But Sundays are usually, I mean, they tend to be a little bit quieter, but hopefully we'll see it pick up when it gets closer to admission time. Light is on and we're ready to go. We are still putting out some more 3D items, things that we were running low on from yesterday. So more of those are going up.
Stayed up late last night working on more prints. I had to get myself some caffeine and breakfast from Dunbro. Do a little pre-check and see what the line is like for today. Looks like there's really none yet. Might be a slow trickle today. I'm waiting for attendees to come in. I'll just say a few words here for the vlog. And this weekend was a bit more relaxed and not as crazy busy. So that just gave an opportunity for the wife and I to nail down our displays and make sure that we had enough inventory for some of the other bigger shows coming up. So this was kind of a nice break. Next weekend we do have another big show here in Minneapolis downtown. So we'll actually have a good amount of inventory for that event. So it is an outdoor event, so we'll have to expend extra energy and supplies setting up for that. But the people that do come are respond really well and do shell out and do come to buy. So it should be good overall. The past 2 years we've been there has worked really well. So we really liked it when they were at Boone Island Park and now they've moved to the Nicollet Mall. So it's been a little change, but hopefully for the better, and we should be seeing some good crowds there. So I'll keep you guys updated. Some people trickling in this morning, checking in for the event. So hopefully people come on in here on a Sunday. They'll know they have extra room to shop.
The panel rooms are going to be just out here, so you're able to come in and out throughout the day. We do have a room that's upstairs, cosplay meetup, like that and stuff, but we appreciate y'all coming. Thank you very much. Y'all are welcome to walk in. Your badge and your reference today, but to show your badge,
POV, there are people coming through the door. This may be ones that have the all-day pass. We already had our first sale, so we got a little mini cactus clicker. And here comes the husband back. He's in the blue shirt right there. Hopefully he got some video. All right, here is the voice actors and celebrity area. I guess it's a little bit different. I went up to the table, and I guess you go up to each table and decide which thing you want, but they have different prices listed at their tables instead of prepaying like we did at some of the other conventions that we've been at this year. But some of the same voice actors that were at Des Moines Con are also here. It is 10:17, 10:18, and as you can see, more people have come through the door since general admission opened at 10, so we're seeing a trickle, not quite like yesterday, but again, that's where we're at. Alright, it is now 11 o'clock, and as you can see, it's getting busier the closer we get to lunchtime, so a little bit later morning starts. We've had a couple already, and so I think I'm waiting in line to get an autograph of my book. So hopefully that'll be happening in a few minutes. Back from a quick break, walking around. There's already some people there. We've had some good conversations with attendees and fellow creators, so looks like there's a few people working. Oh, that was so nice. We had somebody stop by, and she was giving away these handmade little beaded stars, and we both have a star. Here I am in line and just waiting, and then here's the book that I got while I was on my trip in Tokyo at the bookstore. I'm gonna have her sign by Anya's picture.
Oh no! I'm gonna sign it in gold
Okay.
because they're all wearing black, so I want it to
Yes.
kind of stick out.
I have to say the speaker is pretty smart.
Oh yeah, it really saves our. This convention is pretty quiet because it's all spaced out pretty nicely.
Yeah.
But when we're at other cons where it's really crowded and just loud, oh my god, these things are a lifesaver.
I feel you because it's like I have a really soft voice.
Yeah. Sometimes I go, I need to get a microphone for everyone coming up to my table.
Yeah.
All right, that is dry.
Thank you.
And then Mandy.
Yes. Alright, as you saw, she signed and did a little peanut signature. She also signed the book, but there we go. Time for convention food. Got Cosplays. Again, it is still a little after, I think it's after 12 there. And we're just kind of waiting. There was a line and then I came here after I got my autographs, and now it's kind of quieted, so I don't know if people are in line for those, but quieter Sunday. So far, there's only been one good point hunter there. That's all we've seen today. Alright, you see some interesting cosplays here, but I think there's like a giant bear over here. Oh my gosh. There's a giant bear over here. We are winding down. Okay, it's about 3:16. This goes until 5 p.m. We had kind of like a burst of maybe an hour where it was kind of steady. But again, it said it's a little bit slower. But yeah, and we're still seeing some cosplays go by. I think the contest isn't until later, so hopefully that'll keep everybody in here for a while. Here comes the bear again. I don't know how they walk in that or see. They are looking at things so in there in the cosplay. Alright, thank you. Alright, it is 4 o'clock last hour. It's kind of empty, it's been slow. Just a few people still walking around. But I think there's a group that actually came back in, so either a panel or some kind of contest must have ended. So hopefully it'll pick up a little bit in the last hour. Coming up to the end, it is 4:16. This ends at 5 o'clock. I'm just going this direction. As you can see, there's a few people sitting at the tables and the dealer area, or not the dealer area, but the concessions area. And just kind of going through, so you can take another look. I'm seeing some dealers mixed in with artists. And that's kind of the layout right now. I don't know if that'll change in the future because there's quite a bit of space, as you can see, between the 8-foot tables and the full booth. So there's lots of space in between, back to back. And there's middle bean. And there's also like corners are a little bit more, but it's 8-foot tables so far. And who knows if that will change down the road. But again, here's an open area, lots of walking room. So it's not like some cons where it's really cramped together. But again, this is just a brand new one. And I've been seeing different cosplayers. It's a little bit quieter today, but yeah, we're seeing like a corner like ours is again a little bit different. There's also end caps and artist alley, and you know, it's something to, we're trying some new events this year again, but in order to really know if something's going to work, our recommendation is one, either go to it as an attendee first, or you know, you can try it 1 year, and then I would recommend trying it, you know, a second time just to see, to get an idea as to whether or not it's a good fit for you. So just kind of walking through, got my autographs earlier, so that's one good thing about it being a little bit slower today, is I'm actually able to leave and go get some of my things signed. So I'm excited because the book that I got while we were on our trip in Tokyo is now signed by the voice actor who does Anya's voice for Spy Family. But here's what it's looking like down the rows. And they have a separate area for like different panels and things going on. There's the maid cafe over here. It looks like maybe they might be done. They're kind of starting to close things down. So there's a Pikachu car. They did have a convergence table over there. Gaming. And some other things going on, so pretty cool. Another 3D artist. crystals, and some other things going around. It's about 4:30, but we can't actually hear the announcement. It's kind of muffled, but it's in the last half hour. We've had a couple more smaller sales and some people still looking around. So, yeah, I think they have like a contest or something coming up. So, yeah, we'll see. It's kind of quieter. I would say like half of what we did yesterday. And we have to see. We can't sign up again like next year, but it conflicts with another event that we normally do every year. All right, the lights are dimmed. It is 5 o'clock. It is the end. We just had a friend of ours who's also a creator come over from Noodle and Bean, and we gave her a little extra gift. But yeah, it's time to pack up, and it's the end. Lights are still on, but we are packing down, emptying our shelves. Just got a little ways to go. All right, while there's still light out, it is about 6:27, so it's taken us an hour to break down the majority of everything. But as you can see, I'm in the car and I'm about to drive up so that we can bring everything into the car, take it home, and get ready, because in about 4 days or 5 days, we have another event. So we're going to be at Jackalope Arts coming up on Nicollet Mall this coming weekend. And then we have to decide, you know, next year potentially if we want to do this one again. Again, sales numbers, we'll have to take a look, because I think if they're going to be at the same time, then we do better usually at the other one, which is more of an arts festival. So we shall see. Again, this was kind of, numbers were, I would say, slower. This was kind of a very low tier event for us from what we're used to doing. So, but it was worth giving it a try, and I always have fun at them because I got my signature from Megan Shipman for the Spy Family series that I watched. So I had her sign my book and I had her sign a poster. So again, that was great. Got some memorabilia then, and just kind of got to talk to a lot of people, since it wasn't as crazy as some of our other events that we go to. But we have more coming up as we move into fall and out of summer, and we're going to be busy because we're going to have back-to-backs in the fall of Twin Cities Con, and we're going to be out at Canterbury for that big one. So we shall see everybody out there again, and thank you so much to everybody who stopped by, and for those fellow creators who stopped by and also purchased from us. Just thank you so much for making this really enjoyable. All right, everybody, bye. Here is the hall all empty, and now with everything broken down, I'm trying to find where we're at. I think he's even got our tables all done, so we're almost ready to go for the first load. There he is, bending down, working on something. Must be a table legs. Good. There's some of our stuff on the next table next to us, and we're breaking everything all down. First load started. All right, it is empty. If anything's there, it's not ours, it's our neighbors. But here we are, we're done. And our last load is ready. It took about 4 loads. All right, he wants me to skip it. I already did my outro, but I don't know, did you have any last minute thoughts?
It's a quieter show
Yeah.
expected for the first year for the organizer to be here in Minneapolis. So
Yeah.
they'll just grow each year, and hopefully it'll turn out to be something like Nerd Street and putting on Twin Cities Con, and grow in the next couple of years.
Yeah. Yeah. So as far as goals, I mean, we normally have like $1,000 mark, but again, we were short each day, and today I'd say like about half that goal. So again, was not a big money maker, but that's kind of where we're at.